All right, parishioners, welcome to yet another episode of bonus content. I'm going to start us out by talking about shaving. What do y'all know about shaving in ancient times?
Nothing about ancient times, but I did used to work at Art of Shaving.
Oh.
So because of that, I knew quite a bit about it, more than I ever would want to have known.
Excellent,
That's
excellent.
true. And I learned a lot through Emily when she was working at Art of Shaving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, shaving has quite a long and storied history, and I'm only going to tell you a small fraction of it. They believe that about 100,000 years ago, men started shaving with clams.
Wow. Clams?
Using them as
Clams?
tweezers, actually. Like, using
What?
clams to pluck out your beard hairs. Yep.
What?
Yep. Yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Look, I can't even imagine that. There's so many of them, though.
No, I've heard of like historically women doing that with their armpit hair, also like plucking it out.
But here's the
Wow.
thing, like, I've had my armpits waxed before, but the thought of having my beard face waxed is so much more awful than that. So I feel like plucking, though, too.
Well, that was a
That's-
long time ago. And I guess if you didn't mind like progressively shaving over the course of a week, maybe plucking out your
It's
hairs.
not even shaving, it's just plucking. There's
Yeah.
a difference.
Well, I mean, for heaven's sake, it's like if people could endure like scarification, or like ritual tattooing,
Yeah.
they could probably endure ritual plucking out of one's beard, right?
I suppose you're right.
Guess. Yeah, and I guess if you pluck it often enough, it just grows back not as much, so... All right.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if after enough plucking, then you're fairly beard-free proud to be.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's 100,000 years ago. Then we get to 60,000 years ago, which is more clams, actually. Now they think that using like the broken edge of a clam shell to shave
Scrape your face.
or to scrape your face, or razors were made out of obsidian or flint. And I just want to say I'm
As you
vindicated
said.
in my rock comment.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
You were
That was
only
a
off
thing.
by like 40,000 years
Exactly,
or so. Okay.
exactly. So yeah, so people did shave their beard hairs with rocks. Thank you very much.
Yikes.
Cool.
Yikes,
Now,
yikes,
something really
yikes.
interesting, the ancient Egyptians, they loved shaving. Actually, there's some evidence to suggest that like they regularly, both men and women, would shave head to toe. Just everything off.
I still can't imagine doing that with like a piece of flint or obsidian.
What did
Well,
they do
by the
it
time
with?
we get to ancient Egypt, we get, they found razors made of gold and silver.
Wow.
Whoa.
So we've gotten a boost in technology that came along the way at some point where you're actually, again, it's probably not like a super nice shaving experience, but probably the best that you can get for getting off the majority of your hair. There's also pumice being used to rub off like stubble, essentially, and give you like a really deep exfoliation.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's
this
rough.
whole thing of like all of them shaving was actually kind of a intense
hazing ritual?
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. The hazing
Good
ritual.
You
Lord.
gotta like use your like weird stone razor to cut off the majority of the hair, and then use this awful pumice stone to just rub yourself down.
Wow. Yeah.
The
I don't
Egyptians
like that at all.
supposedly, would shave everything off, but then use wigs. I guess the idea
Wigs?
wigs. They'd wear wigs. I
Like-
guess the idea
like-
being that it's
Okay.
cooler because then you can take your wig off at night and not roast in the heat like I did last night. In
Yeah, sometimes I want
this
to take my
building
hair
in
off.
SF that doesn't have air conditioning.
I hear you. I hear you. Neither does this Santa Monica apartment either.
Exactly. Anyway, so we're getting a little bit past where we read, but just found some interesting things. In Rome, I believe, yes, young Roman men, their first shave was celebrated. It was, very much a like transition into adulthood, which makes sense.
Okay, that's cool.
There'd be parties. They'd have some, shaving parties for your first shave, which is pretty fun.
That's kind of cute.
This just made me laugh. So Alexander the Great was clean shaven, and he encouraged the same in his soldiers, as beards could be grabbed by enemies in, and I quote, hand to beard combat. You know that thing that exists.
Hand to beard combat.
Of course. Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. You don't want a super long beard. People can grab
Yeah.
that, just
I
rip you
get it.
around.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I got
Wow.
about shaving. So
Well,
seems likely that they had made some kind of fancy, maybe silver or gold razor, that would be used.
Yeah, I
shaving
saw
off
some
all your
stuff about potentially bronze too, because it was during the
Yeah.
Bronze Age. But
Yeah, that too.
yeah, some kind of definitely metal.
there you go.
All right, that's what I got.
Love it. All right. Well, can I talk about trumpets?
Yeah,
There were trumpets. So, okay. So there's a lot of biblical trumpets, apparently. Apparently, like, it was talked about a little bit before we even got into it. There was something in Leviticus about trumpets. and
Remember,
then
it
there's
was
stuff-
Jubilee.
Yeah, exactly. Well done, Jace. Good job. You remembered. So, okay, this says that they take many forms and are made of diverse materials. So some were made of silver, like in Numbers, and they were used only by the priests in announcing the approach of festivals and giving signals of war. So they're kind of like long trumpets. I'm going to try to like save this image. Let's see, save image to downloads. Okay. Because there's a lot of like fun looking trumpets on here. There's a couple really weird ones.
Like
really
some silly
weird.
straw style trumpets.
No, like one that does kind of look like a shell, but like a really long shell. One that looks more tradish. And then one that looks like a sea creature. I don't know what's happening here. One that kind of looks like like how you would, unclog a toilet, like a toilet unclogger. But
A plunger,
but not quite.
I think, is what that's called.
That's the one. It looks like a plunger.
A toilet
Looks like a
unclogger,
plunger.
yeah.
Looks like a toilet unclogger, but a little bit different. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah. So let's see. They're mentioned a lot, and they were blown loudly throughout the land of the children of Israel to announce the beginning of each Jubilee year and special festivals. Also, they were made of ram's horns, which is interesting. So silver and ram's horns. So
I'm telling you, it's it's just natural progression for human beings. You find a ram's horn lying around, you try to blow into it.
yeah, I mean, there you go. You knew exactly what that was, and you were absolutely correct.
So does that
yes?
did you see anything about like is a shofar a trumpet?
Yeah, that's what it says. It
So they're the
says
same thing.
literally transliteration, shofar, a prepared ram's horn used in Jewish rituals and festivals.
And that the trumpet, so like the shofar is the square of the trumpet's rectangle.
What? What is this trumpet math you're throwing at me?
I don't think
Like
that's
That there's
what I
like
would say.
the big category of trumpet, and then within that there's like a subset that it's if it's made out of a ram's
Jeez,
horn.
what
then
is
it's a
this? The
shofar.
SATs?
Yeah, this is my brain.
What is going
the sets
on?
of trumpets.
Look, we had like one listener who was like, yeah, of course, that makes sense. Please tweet at me and let me know.
Yeah, and I got a freaking 1400 on my SATs. I thought I left this stuff behind me.
I don't know. Like, why did she need to say that? Did she need to say that?
No, I
It's
was
fine.
being the listener, the one listener who got it, who was bragging to us about how they got a 1400 in the SATs. I did not.
I definitely would have
1400.
expected you though to get a 1400. I'm
I
not
got a
gonna lie.
1320. No big
Exactly.
deal.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
this cat is yelling into oblivion. I gotta let him out. Just keep talking.
Okay.
Okay, keep talking.
talking.
What do you got, Jace?
Wait, I'm sorry. Now I'm confused about the SAT scores. I thought that the highest SAT score you could get was 1600.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a 1520. So this guest
What?
of
You
ours.
had a 1520?
Yeah, this guest of ours
Jeez,
bragging
Jace,
about their
are you
1400
serious?
is nothing.
You seriously had a 1520 on the SATs?
Yeah, one of my friends did the math. Apparently, I missed 2 questions.
Holy crap, Jace.
I did not do nearly as well as either of you.
Why
I
didn't
think
you
I
go
got
to
like a
Yale or
1250.
something?
I don't know.
Because you went to Oberlin, which is also very impressive.
Because Yale
Jace.
didn't have a music conservatory? I don't know.
1520 SAT score. It's in the 99th percentile.
I was a National Merit Scholar.
You
Well,
were?
so was
didn't
I, but
fucking know
I
that.
didn't get a
You
1520 on
were?
my SAT. Gosh.
I was.
I hate
what did
both
you,
of you.
What did you get? Now we're
Me?
going to talk SAT scores. No, Dedeker.
I said I got a 1320.
Oh, wow. You must have had a really good essay. I probably didn't have a very good essay.
Wait.
I'm sure Dedeker had a phenomenal essay.
No. I took the SATs before you had to do the essay portion. So
No,
that means,
like-
Jace, you would have taken SATs before you had to do the essay portion.
No, so to apply to... Gosh, this is a weird tangent to go on in this bonus episode. So to be a National Merit Scholar, you have to have the PSAT score to qualify to even apply. And then as part of your application, you write an essay. At least you did back in my day. You write an
Were
essay.
you a National Merit Scholar or a National Merit Finalist?
A scholar. I got a scholarship for it.
Oh. Maybe I'm
Dedeker?
confusing what the National Merit Scholar is.
Yeah, because James
we-
was like a National Merit Finalist. but
Okay,
not a
can we,
scholar.
see.
how do we feel about talking about trumpets some more?
Well, I'm done with trumpets, but I want to talk about a wave offering.
Oh, please
yeah.
do, because
Tell
I know
us.
I just feel like not very smart.
Oh, gosh. No, you're
Oh,
super
please.
smart.
You both of you are very incredible. And, I got a very normal score on my SATs, but I will say I got the highest, thing that you can get in terms of scholarship for, acting at
Oh, great.
CCM.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
that was
great.
cool.
Okay, great. So we
Yeah.
all deserve to exist. Awesome.
If it
Thanks.
helps
Yeah.
at all, I didn't get any scholarships for music, and I was going to school for music.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I got
Awkward.
the highest
Awkward.
amount of money that you can get for a scholarship for just being an acting person
Got
at
it.
CCM.
Okay.
So
Amazing.
that was cool. Anyways, okay, let's talk about wave offerings because I needed a crash course refresher on this because I was trying to figure out how in the heck a person could be wave offered, let alone multiple Levites being offered via
you
the
got?
wave. So, okay. The wave offering receives its name from the motion used when the priest presented the wave offering in a waving type motion. So the
Great,
sacrifice,
Good. I'm on board so far.
yeah, the sacrifice was held in the offerer's hands with the priest's hands underneath the offerers, and it was waved forward toward the altar and then backward from the altar, giving it to the Lord and then receiving it back from him as a gift to the priest. So that's interesting.
How much did I call that with the people with their arms out in front? They jump on it, they wave them back and forth, and then toss them forward. I guess in this case they toss them backwards, but sure.
Well, yeah, but see, then it goes on and it says the right shoulder, better translated right thigh of the sacrificed animal was a heave offering, and the breast piece, like the fillet of breast, I'm assuming, was a wave offering. Both these pieces were given to the priest to eat, and the rest of the flesh was given to the offerer to eat, sharing it with his family and friends in the presence of the Lord in his sanctuary.
But
Now, I did
hang
not
on.
gotten that before.
I know. Well, this is why I decided to consult Bible Sprout.
But hang on.
BibleSprout.com. Yes.
Is there a difference between the heaving motion and the waving motion?
That's a
Did
good
they clarify
question.
that?
Well, let's see. What is the heave offering? It receives its name from the motion used in the presentation with the priest used in an up and down motion. Okay, so heave is up and down, wave is backward and forward.
Okay, I think we did learn that at one point and then promptly forgot it. That sounds familiar.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so I think that one still needs to, and think outside the box when it
Okay,
comes to using a person in this motion.
So
Because really, honestly, I don't know.
A person is more like Jace was describing, these people just kind of scooping him up like a baby. And then if you're heave offering
These
a
are
person, it'd be
full-grown humans.
Okay,
Come on.
I got it. If you're heave offering a person, it's more like Dirty Dancing. That you come running in, Patrick Swayze catches you and then lifts you up. And
okay.
that's the heave offering.
Okay.
Yes?
And if it's
Yeah, and
a
then
wave
you sing,
offering...
I have the time of my life.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's basically it's an acro yoga move.
Yeah.
That is literally an acro yoga move. But
Okay.
wow, these priests were impressive. Is all that I'm saying. That takes some brute strength.
Yeah, seriously. That's amazing.
All right,
right.
Jace, do you have anything?
So I really struggled to find anything about what actually happened when this cloud moved from place to place in terms of what did that actually look like? I did, however, find some really good URLs. So
I bet you did.
Great.
this one comes from toughquestionsanswered.org. And this is talking about look, it's such a simple system. If the cloud covers the tabernacle, you stay where you are. If it moves, you move, as Emily said. And then I'm going to read this paragraph. As we skip ahead to the 20th day of the second month of the second year, the cloud lifts up and God signals to Israel that it's time to leave Mount Sinai, where they spent the last 11 months. The excitement must have been incredible, as in a short time, Israel would reach the borders of the promised land of Canaan. So this person is really reading a lot into the excitement of everything going on.
No, what I'm getting out of that is that it's like the Israelites are just as excited for action as we are, basically.
Right,
that
obviously.
they also are like, oh my goodness, we're actually moving the plot forward. Thank Yahweh.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. I also found another good URL, which is jesusismuslim.net.
Oh, interesting.
And this is talking about Paran. So this is the place where it said that the cloud had moved to and that they had to follow it. Essentially making a case for Paran being Mecca.
Fascinating.
Or at least that it's leading the way toward Mecca.
Is Mecca different than
Then,
Israel?
yes.
Most definitely is.
Well, I don't know.
Well, so the interesting thing here is that so Sinai is where Moses kind of had his first year away from Israel. And then further down south along the Red Sea is where Mecca is, and then Paran, like modern day Mecca is, I guess. And then also Paran is, in this person's case, believed to be there. I've seen other people who believe Paran to be more kind of in the middle of this little sort of jutting of land, where like Mecca's on the Red Sea, and some other ones have put Mecca like have put Paran more in the middle, like in the deserty portion. Hard to say, but I guess the idea being that Ishmael was in that place, which Muslim,
Right.
Islam
Okay.
is
Yeah.
based on Ishmael.
That
So
makes sense.
Okay.
yeah, so yeah, basically Paran is saying that it says here Ishmael lived in Paran, and that Paran is Mecca, not Sinai, and it is where Ishmael, peace be upon him, lived, as mentioned in Genesis. So anyway, I
Okay.
just thought that was kind of interesting, and I really liked their URL, and they had some nice pictures where every single caption, including like where Jesus was, where Moses was, where Ishmael was, says in parentheses, peace be upon him, in all
Love
of their
it.
graphics. So I really appreciate that attention to detail. It's good times.
Sweet.
But other than that, though, in terms of how they found these things, I have no idea. No freaking clue. And then I guess the last thing I looked up here is that all of our SAT scores by modern day standards are terrible.
Great. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I already feel like really insufficient, and I don't need to be reminded of that.
Well,
Vinegar.
yeah,
You do not need to feel insufficient ever.
they changed how they were scored, and
Yeah,
then they
they're way
changed-
higher now.
Yeah, but then I think
It's out
they
of
maybe
like 2,000 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I think they maybe changed them back. So who knows? It's weird.
That's odd.
Anyway, standardized
Okay.
tests. Boo.
Yeah, never gonna take any one of those again.
That's true.
Never. Anyways, unless it's like a Cosmo quiz or something. But
I don't think that counts as a standardized test. Last I checked.
no, like Kelly Blue Book for that. Or what is it? Not Kelly Blue Book, but just like the Blue Book. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, like cars,
Blue Book.
like
The
selling
Kelly
cars.
Blue Book, like that tells you what your car
What
is
your
worth?
car's worth?
No, like, I said it wrong, but like, the Blue Book that you would use to like write down the answers in the standardized test?
Oh, yes.
Oh, the Kelly
I
Blue
just
Book's
said
about
Kelly
cars.
Blue Book because I was
Yes.
being cute.
Okay, I
At
get
least
it.
I'm
okay.
witty, okay?
You're way too
Anyways.
witty for us. I'm sorry.
No, that's definitely not it. But anyways, thanks for enjoying, or hopefully you enjoyed. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, and thanks for going with us on this journey through trumpets and wave and heave offerings and, other things. So thank you for that. And we'll see you next time.